Hey, it's great to have you back at Papa's house. John Hayes here again, and as you may know, my grandchildren call me Papa. And if you like, you can too. Thanks for joining this special growing family at Papa's house by choosing to watch me perform my family story poems. I was inspired to write these stories for myself and my family over the past 60 years. And now, in this brave new digital world, I'm excited to be able to share them with you. Perhaps some will make you chuckle. Some might bring a tear to your eyes. Some might even put you to sleep. But mostly, I hope they will help you remember loving family memories of your own. And please, stick around after my performance and I'll share with you why this story is so special to me. For now, I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the number 3. Here is Spooky Sights and Sounds at Night. Spooky sights and sounds at night can give boys and girls quite a fright. Beds that creak and winds that moan are truly spooky when you're sleeping alone. When I was little and could not sleep, I would often quietly creep into bed with my big brother Jim. I would slip out of my bed and lay down my head next to my big brother Jim. But if I still could not sleep, then I would try to keep time to my big brother's breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Somehow I thought that if I breathed like I ought, then surely soon I would be sleeping. Breathe in with Jim, breathe out with him. Breathe in with Jim, breathe out with him. Soon, surely I should be dreaming. But Jim snorted. I jerked and contorted. I pulled the covers up over my head. I whispered, Jim, are you awake? But no reply did he make. He just snorted and turned over in bed. From under my covers, I gave a peek and beheld a ghastly sight. Jim's closet door was wide open. Mom had forgotten to close it tonight. White shirt, white shirt. There's a white shirt hanging from the closet door. White shirt, white shirt. In the dark, a white shirt looks like something more. And what it looks like the most is a spooky kid-eating ghost. Especially when big brothers aren't awake to make a big brothersome boast that it's just a silly white shirt and not a bothersome ghost. If Jim is no comfort at all, then I'll go 2 doors down the hall to Mommy and Daddy's room. But perhaps my toes would meet their doom if I put my little feet on the floor in the dark. They'd be gobbled up by a ferocious toe-eating shark. Or maybe there would be 2 of those sharks in the dark that I dread. There's plenty of room under Jim's bed. I thought I'd make sure of the amount. But I thought as I leaned over to count, suppose said toe-eating shark doesn't see too well in the dark. If one were given to supposes, who's to say that this shark knows his noses from his toeses? I am not going to stick my nose where it doesn't belong, and to give up one of my toes would be woefully wrong. So curled up under the covers, I will stay. Frightened and crying, I begin to pray, please save me from spooky sights and sounds at night, the ones that give some boys and girls quite a fright. But as I say, amen, I hear a growl, a snort, a wheeze, and then quivering and shivering, shaking and quaking, I hear scruffly noises coming down the hall. Meekly and weakly, sickly but quickly, I give out my middle of the night distress call, Daddy! The door of my room begins to creak. Perhaps it's nothing, but I'm afraid to peek from beneath my covers to see what is there. From the sounds it makes, it's surely a bear. A bear, oh dear, a bear, oh my. It's times like this that you wish you could fly. A bear? My goodness, a bear, oh gracious. And that is when I let fly with one big bodacious daddy. The silence of the night is now broken. I know my bedroom door is now open. The thing brushes up against my bed. It's pulling the covers from off my head. I know this is the end. I know I'm dead. It cleared its throat. It's big as a boat. I am sure I am about to be eaten. Wait, why should I be so easily beaten? With a burst of courage, I forget my fright. I am now ready to leap to my feet and fight this beast of doom that has entered my room, this big, this bad, this big bad. Dad? Oh, Dad, it's you. Oh, I'm so glad. Please, carry me back to my bed. You'll be okay, he said. He lifted me up as if I was a feather. Carrying me to my bed, he asked me whether it would be okay if he stayed in my room for a while to tuck you in and stuff. But I told him with a smile, I'll be okay now, Dad. Just kiss me goodnight. When you're around, there's no more fright. He patted my head as I lay there in bed, and I never forgot the words that he said. Kiddo, you have nothing to fear, not just because your dad is here. Your whole family is just down the hall to hear your middle of the night distress call, or yelling, or banging on your bedroom wall. Your whole family would run down these hallway rugs with arms opened wide to give you big family hugs. And so, spooky sights and sounds at night might give boys and girls quite a fright. And beds that creak and winds that moan are truly spooky when you think you're alone. But I can tell you here on this spot that I know that I'm not. We chose to post spooky sights and sounds at night now in October as a trick or treat for all of you on Halloween. I hope it was a treat for you. Spooky Sights and Sounds at Night is probably my favorite family story poem. Maybe it's because it has a unique rhyme scheme and cadence that is different from my other work. Or maybe it's because it was my very first attempt as a teenager to write a funny but touching tale about my own childhood. About being afraid of the dark, which I was. My older brother, Jim, and I were and still are very close. We do have our own bedrooms now. But when we were growing up, we shared the same bedroom. I was afraid of the dark, but Jim wasn't afraid of nothing. No way, no how. Most of these family story poems were written for my children and my grandchildren, but Spooky Sights and Sounds at Night was written for my brother, Jim, and my dad. Up until the time we left home for college, Jim and I still shared a bedroom, and he always looked out for his goofy kid brother. Still does, actually. Mom always seemed to forget to close our closet door, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and look up from my bed to see something spooky, like a white shirt hanging there, glowing in the moonlight. Like I said, I began writing Spooky Sights and Sounds at Night when I was a teenager, but I never really finished it. Decades later, when my children wanted original scripts for their middle school speech contests, I found my scribbles of this unfinished 7-minute family story poem, and I finished it. It soon became my son Robert's favorite. He calls it Spooky for short. He used Spooky to win several middle school speech contests, and at 14, Robert went all the way to the state finals with Spooky. Fast forward many years to today, my son taught his daughter, Lily, spooky in her speech contests. And so there you have it. Spooky Sights and Sounds at Night has traveled through my family for 3 generations, from my dad all the way to my granddaughter, Lily. Well, that's it for today. Please be sure to subscribe to Papa's House here on YouTube and sign up with your email at papashouse.com below. I'm really looking forward to being able to correspond with all of you. I want you to become part of this family here at Papa's House, where families grow and stories flow. Have a safe and happy Halloween. Trick or treat. Oh, if you made it all the way to here, thank you. I've got a challenge for you. Share this story poem with someone in the next 24 hours and comment below, shared, so I know you did it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. It is. I really think it is.